What's up, guys? Jack and Anthony over at Freedom Holsters / Armed in Michigan here at Westland. We also have a Highland location. A question we get a lot that for first-time firearm buyers or somebody that just hasn't actually considered carry ever or in a while is the options of holsters. So we're going to go through them each real quick. Which one do you want to check out first?
Yeah, so a lot of it really depends on what it is that you're looking for kind of a holster. If you're looking for something not necessarily concealed, something a little bit more out and open, would recommend something like this, something outside the waistband that would go through your belt. Sticks pretty slim to the side, so you still can conceal it, but it is out there, an option for outside the waistband. Another option for outside the waistband holsters would be something like this Safariland here. It's got multiple levels of retention, it's got a hood to cover your optic, really nice thick layers of wrapped up Kydex, but this is definitely not, I would say, a concealed option in the slightest. It's more of a out and about duty grade, yeah, you know, range wear, that kind of thing. Or if you're going to some classes, that kind of thing. But this is, I think, a little bit on the higher end side of that. This is a great combination of both, whether it be you want to have something that's just not inside your waistband for concealing, or you want to open carry. The outside the waistband ones are a great option.
And then the traditional one that everybody's seen lately is the Kydex ones. Back in the day, a lot of folks are using the leather with the Kydex kind of like blended inside. But this is more easier to make and a little bit easier to customize because everybody has lights now, optics, suppressor or co-witnessing sights, threaded barrels. That's the cool thing about ours. No matter which holster you get, we are using molds of the actual firearm to mold it perfectly. We're not using these generalized pieces of plastic that a lot of brands are using, and they can just maybe fit your firearm. So these are actually made specifically to the firearm you're ordering it for. And then, like I said, you can add optic cuts, lights, you name it.
Suppressor height sights, yep. All that interesting. Or if you've got enhanced slide releases, mag releases, all that kind of thing, these kind of things, we can take into account and build your holster around that.
And if that's not your, forte, they do have sticky holsters for your pocket. Guys in the summer wear basketball shorts, or in the winter wear sweatpants and stuff like that. This is kind of more the option. It's not a good retention style. It is going to sandwich your firearm inside of there and then inside your pocket. But like me, my shorts, these actually don't work. They just come right out. So that's why I kind of opt out and go into the inside the waistband options. And then kind of like beginner 101, we wanted to talk about these kind of like,
so a lot of times the manufacturer will include things with your gun, which is a great selling point for them, and especially you as the consumer, it's like, oh, cool, additional free stuff that comes along with it. Just be kind of careful and mindful of what it is. Like Canik's actually a really good brand. I'm not going to say that they're going to send you the best holster in the world, but it is a workable using holster that is better than a lot of the stuff that I would say that major manufacturers will send you stuff with. Springfield is really big for sending these interesting paddle holsters for a while with the XDMs, or the XDs, and they work. Not something I would necessarily... Not something I would go out there and purchase myself, but it is something that they gave you as an option for free. Same thing with the mag pouches that they gave you. If you're interested in something like this, these are options that we have available ourselves, or options that we can go over with you and go through and see what it is that fits you and what we can get you.
Yeah, these are marketed anyway as like a range kit. So yeah, absolutely,
not duty grade or
on your farm or out and about on the range, absolutely use these to kind of easily holster and unholster your firearm. But if you're going to use it for duty, definitely go with the Safariland. If you're going to use it for concealed carry, definitely an inside the waistband option is more on par. Like, you can get these kind of weird things. It's just nylon canvas with like a metal clip that doesn't really do much. These are not good options. Don't opt in for these. Like, these are like Walmart special kind of things.
They fall more into that category of, oh, it fits 150 guns, but it fits none of them well. You're better off every single time going with a holster that's actually made for your gun. At the end of the day, the biggest thing is you got to make sure that your trigger guard and the trigger itself are covered. But obviously, this is safety number one, and then whatever safeties your firearm has built into it, but this is the biggest safety that you have on you at all times. Obviously always having a holster instead of just sticking the gun either in your waistband or in your pocket is going to be the safest bet. But not all holsters are made equal, and you could go for something that's, like he was talking about the sticky holsters, they're kind of floppy and they're really great for pocket carrying, kind of like small guns, but that's really about it. There are people that try to use them for bigger guns. To each their preference. I personally prefer, I'm pretty sure you're the same way, something that's, if it's going to go around the trigger guard, something like Kydex, something to where it's a lot more rigid. Even if you are going to go with something like leather or something like this hard nylon, making sure that it is a very stiff material that you're not going to be able to just like wedge in there and pull, the trigger's not going to be able to be pulled more or less.
Like, think about it. If you're right-handed and you carry a knife as well, you're going to put this in your right pocket and your knife here. If, like he said, if it's not rigid, you can accidentally get your knife in here, and now you're hitting the trigger. Yep. So something like this is more trustworthy, and you don't have to think twice about what you're doing. But how do you carry? What is your kind of like daily carry setup?
Personally, I always do inside the waistband, appendix carry. Not always the most comfortable. I will say that, absolutely, and everybody can agree. Yeah, I am one of those guys. But that's the big thing, is that especially carrying in that position, it's imperative to make sure that you are carrying it properly and making sure your gun is properly secured in a holster to avoid any sort of possible incidences or any possible negligent discharges of the firearm.
Yep.
What about you? What do you particularly carry?
In the winter, so I'll do the outside the waistband, but more tucked towards your body, over, under a jacket. And then in the summertime, I'll do behind at the 4 o'clock position, just because I have a 2-year-old who always likes to be held. And I found that when I did appendix carry, especially if I had a P38, which had a hammer on it, it would freak me out because his foot would be resting on top. And I'm just like, what if he kicks the hammer too hard and it just goes off? Yes, for all you 1911 people, I know there's a safety on there, but you never know. Yeah. The safety can be dislodged and it comes off, and then now it's just a free hammer that can go at any time. But I know you guys out there will say something. Please, in the comments, go for it.
Yeah, please.
Have fun.
Please,
comments is a free land. We're the land of free, so have at it. Diss our ways, like our ways, whatever, but don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Again, all of our holsters are lifetime warranties. If you purchase this, it breaks, this stuff flies off, anything, come back and see us. We'll take care of you.
Another big thing, if you happen to purchase any handgun from Freedom Holsters, from now until July 31st, you do get 20% off any holster. So please take advantage of that.
Grab any holster you like, 20% off.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. See you guys in the next
Have a good
episode.
one.